37 years. This party's been going on for 37 years. Talk just a little about why you started. That was 1987.
85.
85. Okay, so 85 you started it. It's evolved, I'm sure. Talk just quickly, about the evolution of the party.
So the Super Bowl's become a convention of Americana. Big business, big politics, big sports, big entertainment, all encamping on the city. And I thought if we put these elements together and have a daytime party with where you can actually network and talk with someone, and we'll have it cause-driven. So we'll raise money for Special Olympics or for the homeless last year. One of my issues is concussion and brain health, so we have a brain health seminar. This year we're adding a celebrity poker tournament and a esports competition, Michigan versus Michigan State. So the point was to try to raise awareness about evolving technologies, modalities, ways to cure a brain, ways to bring players back from injury quicker without using drugs.
Great. So you talked a little about, purpose and sort of in some of your books you talk about integrity and values. Our mantra around worth beyond wealth is the doing well and doing good, right? It's not just about how much you can make, it's about how much you could impact society. That's been part of your career is really instilling this both in your own life as well as players you've worked with. Talk a little about why integrity and values and purpose is so important.
So I was brought up by a father who had two core values. One was treasure relationships, especially family, and the second was try to make a meaningful impact in the world, cure pain, help people who can't help themselves. So when you're looking for someone to make a change, you look in the mirror. And my dad used to say, when you're waiting for they or them to solve a problem, and one of the things important to me is that we don't have situational ethics, that you use the same value system that you use being nice to your wife and cats and dogs and your neighbors when you go out in the workplace, because you are how you work. There's not a bifurcation of these two separate systems, because after all, in business, the end justifies the means. It doesn't. And so we're trying to show people that you can make an impact, work well, be financially successful, and still have a giving heart.
And there's stories about you working with players who just wanted to drive as much money value that way, that you really have to teach them on the purpose side, right?
Or not take them as a client at all. I remember I was talking about how an athlete can retrace their roots and go back to the high school community, collegiate community, professional. The professional level set up a charitable foundation that has leading business figures, political leaders, and community leaders to execute a program. So that's work done putting the 200 single mother and their family in the first home they'll ever own in his program, Homes for the Holidays. That's Patrick Mahomes with his 15 in the Mahomes. Athletes can trigger imitative behavior. So when I had Lennox Lewis, the heavyweight champ, cut a public service announcement that said, "Real men don't hit women," it could do more to help with rebellious adolescents' attitudes towards domestic violence than 1,000 authorities think. And what we do is run agent academies, so we're trying to create a new generation that's ethical, value-driven, that will make a contribution in the world of sports.
Right. So finally, I know we need to get going on the Brain Health Summit. Talk a little about the brain health piece of this event and obviously why you're really trying to move this forward.
I had a crisis of conscience back in the late 80s because I'm representing half the starting quarterbacks in the NFL, and they keep getting hit in the head, and we go to doctors, how many is too many, when should I retire? No answers. So I held the first concussion seminar back in around 94, and Troy Aikman and Drew Bledsoe and Warren Moon and Steve Young were all there, and we had neurologists talking about it. Well, now it's pretty exciting because there's actually ways to cure a impaired brain. And so I'm hoping to introduce this into the world of professional sports, collegiate sports, and we have a whole lounge filled with healing modalities. The breakthroughs in biomed are stunning.
Right. Well, Leigh, thank you for having us at this amazing party, and we look forward to working with you more.
It would be my pleasure.